Good evening, everyone. So we celebrate the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And in this particular instance, we can see that as the angel approaches her, it says, "Hail, full of grace." So that's extremely important for us to take in. So the angel says, "Hail, full of grace." If you look at it in the Greek, it's the only time in the entire New Testament in the Greek that word is used, full of grace. And essentially, what it's creating or cultivating is that this is the same experience that Eve had when she began her life. And she forfeited that fullness of grace, by her actions. But Mary never did. So Mary is the second Eve. And she receives this gift of grace from the very moment of her conception. And that's the whole fulcrum of our experience today, that she was immaculately conceived from the moment of her conception. She was conceived without any disposition of sin, different from all of us who were conceived in original sin. Now, you might say, well, the angel said, "Hail, full of grace." Maybe she was so good that she kind of earned that situation, and so she was awarded the fact that, she was so good and she was awarded that position. That would be completely in opposition to every Christian denomination. So all Christians orient towards the fact that none of us can earn our salvation, and Mary can't earn her salvation either. It has to be freely given to her, and at the very moment of her conception, she was given this gift. And so, hail, full of grace. It's inconsistent, with the sense of, maybe in that very moment she received it. Well, that doesn't seem consistent with the fact that she is going to receive the Savior of the world. So, it is thoughtful that from the very moment of her conception, that she is pure, that she's holy, and that she's ready to receive. Now, this is the most important thing for us today, all right? And the fact is that Mary received the grace that she needed to fulfill her purpose. And you and I receive the same thing, okay? None of us have the singular grace of Mary, okay? So she is our spiritual mother. We turn to her. We ask for her prayers. She is the absolute perfect follower of Jesus Christ. All right, so there's no pursuing Mary, as I want to be just like, I want to be perfect like Mary. We can't. But what we can do is follow Mary and say yes to what God is asking us to do. So God gave Mary the grace to fulfill her vocation. God is giving you and me the grace to fulfill our vocation. What is he calling you to do? So in the big picture, it's priesthood, religious life, single life, or married life. All right. So once you're in those, categories, then it's, all right, well, what do you want me to do, Lord? And how do you want me to do it? And you continue to engage with him, and open yourself to him. But it comes down to that. All right, God gave Mary the grace to respond and to embrace her vocation. Now, she was a human being, and she could have rejected that. She didn't, and that's the perfection, and that's the glorification of Mary. She always said yes to God. So, where are we, you and I? What is God calling us to do? Whatever he is calling you to do, whatever he is calling me to do, he's giving you the grace, just like he gave the grace to Mary. He's giving you the grace and the strength to say yes. And there is the reflection for today. So we take this moment, and in a sincere way, we turn to the Lord and we ask you, what is it that you're calling us to do? And we also acknowledge that you're giving us the grace to respond, to move forward, and to say yes to you. What is he calling you to do? He's giving you the grace to say yes to him.